Hey, folks, it's me, Eric Wilkinson with Pro Trader Strategies, and this is Spotting the Trade from a new location. This is what I've been trying to do for a couple of weeks now. I finally bit the bullet and decided to buy a new computer. So I've got a new laptop that is functioning a lot better than what the previous one was. But the reason why I wanted to come to this site here, folks, is because this is something that's a real new paradigm that we're not normally accustomed to. And it has to do with home builders. And this is going to be key for you folks going forward trading, is how these home builders are really interconnecting with us as the retailer. Most of us look at this building complex behind us that's going to be all homes. I think there's going to be over 100 homes here in this area right now. Now, what they're doing is building these communities. And I'm in Arizona. A lot of things in Arizona is that you like to have your gated community or being in a community. That's no different than what we are seeing here in Arizona with the millennials and the younger generations. They don't want to buy a home. So what these folks here are doing with Christopher Todd is building communities that are rent. So the folks here, the millennials, want a home and they're willing to pay $2,000 for maybe a 1,500 square foot apartment or house, if you will, but really is kind of like part of a condo, if you will, that you don't own. So it's a little bit different than the paradigm we're normally accustomed to. So going forward into 2022, 2023, these are things that we're going to have to look at. Are the home builders like KB Homes going to be the ones that really thrive, or Lennar? Is it going to be something like these Christopher Todd communities where they are catering more to these folks that aren't actually buying the home, but just renting it? So that's something I've been trying to really dissect here, especially in Arizona, because that's something I've been seeing a lot of here, is these communities going up, but they are not selling those homes. So a little bit different paradigm. I want to throw up a couple of things that I've been looking at here going forward is city. There's a couple opportunities here that we're going to be looking at for swing trades using options today, this afternoon, when I'm going to be doing my webinar. So please check that out. It's on what we used to call on the floor, the broken wing butterfly. All right. So basically you're breaking the wing. You're creating a situation where you're adding a little bit more risk to one side, but eliminating the risk to the other side. We're going to show you how setting up a strategy like that will increase your probabilities of success going forward. So that's what we're trying to do here with you guys. So before you go, if you guys have a light bulb moment, please smash that like button. It does help us out. And for these videos, like this one was pretty much unannounced, show over there at the side, there is a subscribe button, but the key there is there's a little bell right next to it, and that bell will give you an indication if I pop it in here unannounced. So if that's something that appeals to you, please hit that little bell there as well, and comment throughout these videos. I do circle back around to make sure everybody's clear on concept. But we're going to be taking a look at this for a neutral type strategy, but we want to eliminate any downside risk. We can take a look at this chart and really see it is in a somewhat of a bearish to neutral pattern. Perfect for a setup like this. If it breaks out to the downside, that's going to be good. Why am I not worried about the upside with this trade so much? I think the banks are going to really struggle here in 2022, 2023. Is the Fed going to actually increase interest rates? Well, with the employment picture the way it is and the economy struggling, it's really tough to find folks to come out and want to work. That's what I'm hearing from everybody I talk to. Very difficult to find those folks. So a couple of things that I want to just run over real quick if I can find it. I got to find my chart over here. Let's do this a little bit different on the cusp here. So I'm going to check out, let's just do a quick run through of some of the stock market indices. We've got, if I can get it, we want to go up there. NASDAQ, we've got NASDAQ pushing a little bit higher. I still don't believe the downside is completely out of the picture here. You can see that it's bumping up against my trend channel here on the upper band that we've created. Now, this was really generated off of a head and shoulders type pattern. We've got this neckline right down here that is what we started the trend line on, and then we got a couple of tops. So we've created a nice bearish trend channel here. Now we would need to break above that and settle above there in order to resume any type of bullishness going forward. So I think right now we're a bit stuck waiting on these technical pattern setups to really kind of come to fruition. But before that, we're not going to really see any major moves, I don't think, especially heading into the end of the year. I think we're going to see more volatility as folks are shoring up their positions then. And you can see here, even in the E-mini S&Ps, bumping up against some what we found as overhead resistance. This is where the sell zone's been coming in. So still haven't broken out of this neutral type pattern. Now, you've heard me talking going forward. I think that I would be a little bit more hesitant investing into tech right now. I'd probably lean towards some of these other blue chip stocks into the beginning of the year, because those folks were the ones that did not have the massive upside like we saw in these tech sectors. So that's going to be an area that I'm going to be keeping an eye on for bullish moves going forward. And that's about all I've got for you guys. I will be back on here from my studio location, if you will, a little bit later on this afternoon. But I wanted to get into the habit of trying to get out here and get you guys boots on the ground to really see what's happening with this building. It is building. There is building going on everywhere here. Arizona, mind you, is one of the fastest growing states in the union. And as a matter of fact, if you start breaking that down into the fastest growing cities in the United States, I think Arizona is up there with like 5 or 6 of those. So I'm trying to keep my eyes on the pulse of what's going on here, because that should be somewhat reflective of what's going on everywhere else. And if it's not, throw it over there in the comments section. Tell me I'm out of my mind and you aren't seeing that kind of infrastructure building going on in your communities. Let me know, because I could be completely disconnected from this. I'd love to hear if you guys are seeing this type of community development in your neighborhoods. Are these folks building more rental type homes for the newer generations? All right. So please throw it over there in the comment section. Love to hear from you guys, and subscribe, like, all that jazz. Really does help us out, keeps us on here. So that's all I got for you guys. Other than I don't have a card right now. I'm going to have to bring one. If you can't take that, take it easy. And bye for now. Merry Christmas, everybody.